Imagine the worst diseases you know. Imagine their combined fury unleashed upon the world. This is not the stuff of science fiction. This is the terrifying potential of bioweapons, of nature twisted to its most destructive form. We have seen glimpses of this potential before. Ebola, with its horrifying hemorrhagic fever. Rabies driving its victims to madness. The Black Death, a plague that reshaped the world. But what if these diseases, these horsemen of the apocalypse, were to combine? What if a new plague emerged, carrying the worst of each? This is the story of the Hollow Plague, a fictional disease, but a terrifying reminder of the fragility of our existence. Tree man syndrome, or epidermodysplasia verruciformis, is as rare as it is horrifying. It is a genetic disorder, a cruel joke of the immune system. Those afflicted suffer from an extreme susceptibility to the human papillomavirus, leading to uncontrolled growths. Warts erupt across the body, morphing into bark-like lesions. Fingers twist into grotesque claws, resembling the roots of a tree. The disease is a slow, agonizing march, a living nightmare for its victims. While not contagious in its natural form, the potential for manipulation is clear. What if the virus responsible could be weaponized, its genetic code rewritten for a more sinister purpose? Rabies, a word synonymous with fear and aggression, is a viral disease that attacks the central nervous system. Transmitted through the bite of an infected animal, rabies is a death sentence once symptoms appear. The virus travels through the body, slowly but surely, making its way to the brain. Once there, it ignites a firestorm of neurological dysfunction. Victims experience fever, confusion, and agitation. Hydrophobia, the fear of water, sets in, a cruel irony given the burning thirst. But the true horror lies in the final stages. Rabies strips away reason, leaving behind a primal rage. Victims become violent, lashing out at anything in sight. Their bodies contort in agonizing spasms, their minds lost in a sea of madness. Ebola, a name whispered with dread, evokes images of isolation wards and hazmat suits. This hemorrhagic fever virus is highly contagious and incredibly lethal. It spreads through bodily fluids, a silent assassin lurking in the smallest drop of blood. The initial symptoms are deceptively mild: fever, headache, muscle pain. But Ebola soon reveals its true nature. Internal bleeding begins, turning eyes bloodshot and skin jaundiced. Blood leaks from every orifice, a gruesome testament to the virus's destructive power. Death, when it comes, is a merciful release from the agonizing grip of Ebola, but the fear it instills lingers long after the outbreak is contained. Section 5. The Black Death, a scourge on history. The Black Death, a plague that swept through Europe in the 14th century, really needs no introduction. Caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, it is a horrifying example of nature's power to decimate. Spread by fleas carried on rats, the Black Death moved like a phantom through cities and villages. Victims developed buboes, swollen lymph nodes that turned black and oozed pus. Fever raged, accompanied by chills, seizures and vomiting. Most died within days, their bodies ravaged by the disease. The Black Death killed an estimated 200 million people, reshaping the course of history. It serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact a single disease can have on humanity. Section 6. The Hollow Plague. A nightmare emerges, the Hollow Plague. The name itself sends shivers down the spine. It is a fictional creation, a nightmare born from the depths of scientific imagination, but its components, its building blocks of horror, are all too real. Imagine a virus engineered in a lab combining the worst aspects of tree man syndrome, rabies, Ebola, and the Black Plague. This is the Hollow Plague, a disease that attacks the body, the mind, and the very fabric of society. It begins subtly like a common cold, a scratchy throat, a slight fever, nothing to be alarmed about, but beneath the surface, a silent predator takes root. Section 7. Stages of suffering, from itching to insanity. The first stage is characterized by an agonizing itching. Small, wart-like growths appear on the skin, multiplying rapidly. These growths, resembling those seen in tree man syndrome, are the first outward sign of the Hollow Plague. As the disease progresses, the growths become larger, spreading across the body. Fingers and toes begin to contort, twisting into grotesque shapes. The virus, like a demonic sculptor, reshapes its victims from the inside out. Then, the neurological symptoms begin. Anxiety, agitation, and hallucinations set in, mirroring the early stages of rabies. Victims experience a burning thirst, but are seized by agonizing spasms when they attempt to drink. The final stage is a descent into pure madness. The virus, having ravaged the body, now consumes the mind. Victims become highly aggressive, lashing out at anything in their path. Internal bleeding begins, a gruesome echo of Ebola's handiwork. Death, when it comes, is a release from the unimaginable suffering inflicted by the hollow plague. But the true horror lies in the way it spreads, silently and relentlessly. Section 8. An invisible enemy, spread and containment. The hollow plague spreads through bodily fluids like Ebola, but with a terrifying twist. The virus can survive outside the host for extended periods, lurking on surfaces, in water sources, even in the air. This makes containment a nightmare. Quarantine measures, effective against other diseases, prove useless against the hollow plague's insidious reach. Hospitals, once havens for the sick, become breeding grounds for the virus. Adding to the terror, the virus possesses a long incubation period. Victims can spread the disease for weeks before showing any symptoms, turning friends, family, and strangers into unwitting carriers. The world watches in horror as the hollow plague circles the globe. Borders slam shut, cities become ghost towns, but the virus marches on, an invisible enemy reaping its grim harvest. Section 9. Collapse, the unthinkable reality. The hollow plague does not discriminate. It does not care for your age, your race, your social status. It is a force of nature, a reminder of our vulnerability in the face of the unknown. Hospitals overflow with the sick and dying. Doctors and nurses, overwhelmed and underprotected, succumb to the disease themselves. The healthcare system, already strained, collapses under the weight of the pandemic. Governments crumble as panic and paranoia grip the populace. Riots erupt as people fight for dwindling resources, food, water, medicine. The thin veneer of civilization is stripped away, revealing the raw instincts that lie beneath. The hollow plague, a fictional creation, serves as a chilling reminder. It reminds us of the power of nature, of the fragility of our existence. It reminds us that the greatest threats to humanity often come from within, from the darkness that resides in the human heart.